What if the shadow of free agency silence at Chase Center is really the ominous prelude to the most unexpected family reunion Dub Nation has ever dreamed of? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with splash era. Passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. The NBA offseason may feel like an eerie calm in the Bay right now, but beneath the surface, the chessboard is quietly shifting in ways that could reshape the Warriors' fate. For the 2025-26 campaign, and at the heart of this slow-burning storm, stands a familiar name that's been eerily absent from any 2025-26 roster so far. Seth Curry? Imagine it, the younger brother of Bay Area royalty. Stephen Curry calmly leading the entire league in three-point percentage last season. His sharpshooting precision nearly untouchable at 45.6%. Yet almost 2 full weeks in the free agency, no team has dangled a contract his way. What's a top-tier sniper from last season's lineups doing without a home? Seth spoke candidly amid the glitz of the 36th Annual American Century Championship, revealing how this strange free agency lull has him contemplating not just any next step, but possibly one soaked in gold and royal blue playing alongside his brother in Golden State. They play a good brand of basketball. I feel like I've been a part of Dub Nation for a while, Seth said, savoring the familiarity of watching Steph and being around the Warriors organization. His guarding words? Obviously, they, like any team, could use shooting. Yet, behind the warmth is the stark, unvarnished truth of professional uncertainty. I can't say anything other than I'm trying to find the best place for me. I always have to do what's best for myself. Still, the emotional undercurrent is undeniable. Steph would love to see Seth share the backcourt. The fans have always embraced his silky stroke, and the family synergy in Oakland? That would be cinematic, pure storybook gold. You never know what can happen, Seth admitted, leaving the door cracked just wide enough to fuel an inferno of speculation. But what's holding the Warriors back from making this seemingly perfect fit official? The answer lies in the tense, unresolved drama playing out around Jonathan Kuminga, a saga of stalled negotiations that has effectively shackled the Warriors' business dealings and their free agency shuffle. This Kuminga conundrum has arrived like a wrench in the gears at a critical juncture. The Warriors reportedly have all moves, including those with Al Horford and D'Anthony Melton on the brink of signing, on artificial hold, waiting to see how the Kuminga deadlock resolves. It's as if one contract stands as a strategic fulcrum for the entire offseason, with the front office hesitating to pull any triggers until that narrative clears. In this climate, even Seth Curry, the ultimate fit for a team starved for elite shooting, remains unsigned, a walking paradox. His resume is flawless. Last season with the Charlotte Hornets, his efficiency from beyond the arc was peerless, maintaining a 43.3% career three-point shooting clip that ranks second among active players, just edging out Steph himself, who stands third at 42.3%, trailing only Luke Kennard's 43.8%. Seth hasn't just kept pace with his brother, he's asserted himself as one of the league's most lethal perimeter shooters. Statistically, strategically, and emotionally, there's no question that Seth could slide seamlessly into the Warriors system, where space and shooting reign supreme. The question is, will the organizational chess players be willing to move this queen into position? Throw into the mix the reassuring calm of veterans like Stephen Curry and Brandon Podziemski amid a shaky offseason, in contrast with the palpable uncertainty and tension wrought by Kuminga's saga, and you see a team caught at an existential crossroads. Could Seth Curry's arrival be the bridge between the fading shadows of last season's playoff disappointment and the resurgence this storied franchise craves? Or is the Kuminga stalemate a symptom of deeper fractures threatening to inhibit Golden State's ability to close out contracts and build championship-caliber chemistry? And what about the fans, the lifeblood of Dub Nation, who have long dreamed of the day when the Curry brothers would lock arms on the hardwood in a shared quest for glory? Does Seth's silence on any potential Warriors jersey signals the end of that dream, or is this just a simmering prelude to a seismic moment that could rewrite the entire narrative at Chase Center? Could this be the silent pivot that eclipses even the Kevin Durant era? A subtle stitch in the tapestry that threads the old We Believe grit with the shining lure of a new dynasty? As whispers ripple that some free agency agreements remain unofficial, held hostage by the Kuminga deadlock, the stakes could not be higher. Seth's measured words about fitting the style of play in basketball being the ultimate priority ring with a professional's prudent caution. But the underlying emotion is raw and unfiltered. The possibility of family, the lure of legacy, and the intoxicating pull of Dub Nation's electric energy. For fans craving another era-defining chapter in the Warriors saga, could Seth Curry's arrival be the spark to ignite a championship run, or, conversely, is this just another tantalizing what-if in a summer engulfed by uncertainty? As a lifelong Dub Nation believer, my pulse is racing just writing this. But is this the spark that reignites our dynasty, or the crack that fractures our legacy? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. If your chest just tightened thinking about Seth Curry silently waiting in the wings while the front office dithers, it's time to let it outdrop your raw emotions in the comments, because Dub Nation's heartbeat is pounding louder than ever right now, and we're all riding this wild wave together. The silence from Chase Center isn't just a quiet off-season lull. It's a deafening roar about everything riding on one tangled, frustrating knot: Jonathan Kuminga. This isn't just a contract delay. It's a chokehold on the Warriors' destiny. You felt it, right? That strange, uneasy pause where the pulse of a dynasty suddenly flutters, uncertain, as the Warriors' brass wrangles over one's future, while the rest of the roster waits in stasis like chess pieces frozen midair. Imagine how the locker room feels. Steph, our unquestioned king, the man who's carried this franchise on his shoulders since '09, he's not just watching from the sidelines. You know that guttural fire inside him, the same fire that turned the Chase Center into a cauldron of triumph, simmering down now because the chemistry he's craved, the added muscle and shooting Seth brings, could literally slide the needle from still competing to inevitable champions. But here's the cruel paradox. Seth Curry, the brother, the sharpshooter, the undeniable missing splash, remains a ghost on the roster by design, or indecision, or fear, or whatever mystery holds this franchise hostage. And yes, it's maddening, because this isn't some wild fantasy. It's easily the perfect basketball marriage. Brothers on the floor, synchronizing their deadly threes, weaving through defenses, creating that signature Warriors chaos and flow that fans have devoured for over a decade. Yet, the struggle over Kuminga's contract feels like a cosmic wrench thrown in the gears, casting a shadow so heavy you wonder if the front office's hands are tied, or if some deeper rift is creeping into the seams of the organization, threatening to unravel what remained unbreakable for so long. Picture Draymond in that locker room, a leader wired for intensity and clarity, watching this all unfold. You know his mind is racing. Is this a team helmeted by purpose and precision, or are fractures forming, subtle and stubborn, beneath the sparkling veneer? There's a palpable tension building between the veterans and the front office, a silent question hanging the air. Can this franchise maintain its identity when key pieces are held hostage behind negotiation tables? Meanwhile, the supporting cast, Moody, Wiggins, and even Podziemski float in this limbo, ready to fight but unsure of the future blueprint. From 5 straight finals to this silent storm, this offseason has turned into a psychological battleground. And Stephen Curry, our standard bearer, a man whose MVP heart still beats like none other, feels the weight of legacy pressing harder than ever. Every shot he takes now isn't just a bucket. It's a statement against the creeping doubt, against the threat of stagnation, a beacon calling for the full assembly of a new, fearless roster. The fans know this, live this, breathe it. We dream of that shimmering moment where not only does Kuminga recommit, but Seth steps onto the hardwood in. That gold and blue sibling synergy radiating through the arena, transforming our doubt into undeniable momentum. But right now, that dream aches with frustration, because the silence around Seth and Kuminga feels nearly insurmountable, like the franchise has come to a crawl in this pivotal summer. What if, and I mean what if, this pause is the turning point? What if it's the moment that defines the next decade? This tension forces the Warriors to rewrite their narrative for better or worse. Do they risk everything breaking if Kuminga walks? Do they gamble on Seth's arrival sparking a renaissance? Or do they lock themselves into a circuit of caution and missed opportunity, watching rival dynasties close in with aggressive moves and fresh blood? And what about the communal soul of Dub Nation? For us who have tattooed the Warriors on our hearts, endured those gut-wrenching finals losses, celebrated the parades, felt every triple-double electrify the Chase Center, this summer feels like a crucible. It's a test of faith in the franchise, in the front office, in the legend of Steph Curry, who carries more than just basketball on his back. It's his very heritage, his family name, the iconography of a movement. It's why Seth's silence and the Kuminga standstill cuts so deep, because it challenges not just roster construction, but the foundational narrative of hope and resilience we cling to as fans. See, for us, this isn't just about basketball talent. It's about destiny, about seeing two Currys mesmerizing the league in tandem, etching a lasting storybook ending that ties together brotherhood and Bay Area pride, a fairy tale with sharpshooting and grit and glory at its core. But it's staring into a void where hesitation breeds doubt, and the ghost of what might have been grows louder in the echo chamber of the Chase Center. Can the front office find the courage to break the stalemate? Will fresh blood meld with veteran metal before the season tip off? Or will this summer haunt us as the turning point that should have been but never was? As someone who bled blue and gold through every heartbreak, every championship crescendo, every buzzer beater, I can feel it deep in my bones. Something massive is shifting beneath the surface, and it will either reignite our dynasty's flame or quietly fracture the soul of this legendary franchise. Now, don't just sit there chewing on your tension, drop your rawest, unfiltered takes right here. Speak your truths about Seth, Kuminga, Steph, the future, whatever's burning in your gut. I'll be in the comments, keeping it real, sharing every pulse, every hope, every pain. Because Dub Nation's story isn't finished. It's waiting for us to write the next electrifying chapter together.